Hi guys, welcome back then to the NEC here in Birmingham for race 2 today, and it's an absolute treat. It is the pro race here today. We have got 8 of the very best in the world. They're going to be racing in the A45 touring cars at Red Bull National. So the drivers we've got here for you today is Jack Noller for V-Racer, Ross McFarlane, also a V-Racer driver. Then we've got Jamie Fluke, who races for Apex Racing UK. Then we've got James Baldwin, of course, for Project Esports. The t-shirt he sleeps in, does everything in. Have you only got one? Yeah, he's only got one. And next up, then we've got Will Tregurtha and Josh Thompson, both racing for Thrustmaster Movano. Then we've got Gordy Much, who's a Team VP driver. And then we have, of course, got Isaac Price, recently signed to Williams Esports team. So, yeah, a plethora of talent everywhere around, all looking pretty comfortable. Are they? Yeah, well, Isaac's there. But no Battle of the Isaacs today, no. So they are going to be racing at Red Bull National. We're loading in right now. 5 minutes qualification, 10-minute timed race. It should be really, really interesting. A couple of nice drafting zones as well, so it should close the pack up nicely. But again, 5 minutes qualification, so they'll get maybe 3, maybe 4 laps, but they've got to get it in very quickly indeed. And if the first race of today is anything to go by, Gordy Much and James are going to put on a hell of a show. But they're on track right now. We're on board here with Jack Noller, again, racing for V-Racer. And put your answers on a postcard who is going to come out on top here, that's for sure. They are all outstanding talents. A pretty simple car to drive as well. And a very simple track as well. Should showcase some sideways driving, hopefully not. Some door-to-door though, absolutely. So there's Isaac Price there again. Just signed for Williams Esports from G2 Esports, 2 of the biggest esports teams out there. And he's very kindly offered to race for us here to show off the skills. And he'll hopefully be in the SMSR Championship that we did announce just an hour ago, along with people like Gordy Much and, of course, Veloce James. And there's Gordy Much there, again in the red VP car. Always picking the red, representing that team. And he's just about to start a quick lap here then. Long straight here, up towards turn number 1. Turn number 1 is an uphill braking zone as well, so yeah, it's last leg breakers, you can be a lot braver there. There's going to be a lot of overtaking opportunities as well. But then there's not so much of a run then down towards turn number 2. Here we go then on the apex again. You can just use that yellow curve on the inside as well. Run it out nice and wide there. You can get 4 wheels off the track here on this game with the runoff area there of AstroTurf and through the right-hander here, which is a nice snaky set of S's. Pretty long-winded. See someone there struggling with grip on the exit, and now Gordy's going to be held up. It does take a couple of laps to warm these tyres up. You can see Gordy there's lost a bit of time coming through the S's, down in towards the final couple of corners here, and then now it's all downhill braking zone, so it's very tough indeed. But again, we're going to see people taking chances here. You can run off ever so slightly on the exits of these corners, especially the final one, and the final one being the most important corner here because it does lead onto that big long straight towards turn number 1, so you want to maximise your exit speed. Obviously to defend against people behind you, and of course you can potentially make a move along this straight up in towards turn number 1. So Gordy Much then across the line, so you're going to be our first time. There we go, 54.758 then. Isaac Price, 1.1 second off the pace right now. He will definitely get quicker. You can see then that Jack Noller is in 2nd spot, although he's just been pushed down into 3rd because we've got Ross McFarlane, who won 2 races yesterday, didn't have a great first race here today, has now found that form once again. 1.5 tenths of a second clear then of Gordy Much. Jamie Fluke then, he's best known for iRacing opposed to Project CARS 2. He's giving it a go here right now, currently 2.5 seconds off the pace, but I'm expecting that to close up very, very quickly indeed. So Jamie there in the AQI livery, going through the S's again. A little bit of grass there, trying to take the shortest route around the circuit. Of course you would. And if these esports drivers can find any sort of advantage, they definitely will try and find it. So there's James Baldwin then. Oh, he's gone 2nd then, so it's 4 tenths of a second off the pace here. 53.8 then for Gordy Much now. It's a hell of a time. Now, Isaac Price has found a little bit of time as well. Actually, no, there we go. Ross McFarlane back into pole position with a 53.7, and he's actually 0.04 of a second slower than our pole sitter currently. Again, James now with a little bit of work to do in 3rd spot right now, and of course, Isaac Price. And Ross McFarlane, again, not really known for his Project CARS 2 exploits, but right now he is schooling some of the very best here. Josh Thompson, yet to put a time in yet, so maybe struggling with the grip with the car here. Maybe a new track for him. but I'm sure he will get a time in eventually. You can see that the top four right now separated by only 0.7 of a second. Bodes really well for an exciting 10-lap race here. 1 minute, 12 seconds left on the clock then. Gordy Much coming across the line once again. Can he find that 400th to get provisional pole? He does. It's nearly 0.3. That's a huge margin there. So Ross with all the work to do here. Now James Baldwin, 7.5 tenths off the pace right now. And Isaac Price, 1 second off the pace. So Gordy Much, we've also got James Baldwin and Isaac Price. Those three drivers specifically are Project CARS 2 specialists. Just to let you guys know who are watching here, if you want to win yourself the very same steering wheel and pedals they're using, the Logitech G29, just after this race, maybe in about 15 minutes, the sign-up process will start. You guys get to race or do a time trial. If you're in the top 8, you'll be in our final race at 5 p.m. and the winner takes all. But you'll also get to race against the pros. They will be in a different class though, so it won't technically be a race, but it'll be fun to be involved in. Gordy then still is in provisional pole here. Ross McFarlane in second, James Baldwin in third, and Gordy Much will have one more lap here with 11 seconds to go. So once he's crossed the line, as long as there's time on the clock, you will get to finish that lap. James Baldwin and across the line, not able to find any more time here at all. And actually, Gordy Much goes pole then. It's a 53.392. Ross McFarlane now just shy of 0.3 off the pace. And these guys are on their final attempt here, so the tyres should be probably warmed up. Get the maximum grip possible. See James there trying to tuck it in nice into the apex there. Not using any curve there, so he doesn't run out too far wide here and lose any traction with the car. But again, Gordy Much is the one that they need to chase down. He was winner of race number 1 here today as well in the GT3 AMG. Can James then, with one more corner to go here, take that provisional pole? Gordy Much across the line then, does he improve on his time? No, he does not. Oh, well, Isaac Price goes up to a top 4 right now, and James Baldwin does improve, but it's not enough. He's currently on a second row of the grid. Third spot for him, and Gordy Much, with the form of today, is taking pole position here at 53.392, just shy of 0.3 clear of Ross McFarlane. Then we've got James Baldwin in third, Isaac Price in fourth, Jack Noller in fifth, Will Tregertha is in sixth, Jamie Fluke in seventh, and then we've got Josh Thompson rounding out our 8 pro drivers. It's time for the race. We've got 10 laps here then, all default setup. They're rocking in the same car. Should be very interesting indeed. And are we going to see a classic touring car race where rubbing, of course, is racing, but we don't want to see people turtling, that's for sure. But we're just waiting for them. Got Alta ready up here. They're all having a nice little conversation here as well. Very chill, apart from James. James doesn't like to take things relaxed at all. It's just focus mode for him. Just talking about you again. Not to you, about you. Okay, here we go then, guys. We're going to have 3 red lights. Then we go green here. 10 laps of the Red Bull National Circuit. And we're off here then. It's a pretty good start by the front 2 here. It looks like James in third's got an absolute fly around the outside here. Is he going to close up enough to make a move on Ross? Doesn't look like it's going to be tough to nail one around the outside. And actually he's going to have to filter in here. A little bit of contact with Isaac Price then. And Isaac Price and James Baldwin have been making a career of battling with each other. And it's no different here today in Birmingham. Oh, a little bit of action behind there by Tregertha. A little bit of a nudge. And everyone's got through nicely then through the first half of lap number 1. And Gordy Much does lead here. Look at this then, James making a move at the inside here of Ross McFarlane. It looks like Ross has made a mistake here and got a penalty because that was very routine for James indeed. And you can see there's a nice little gap here of about 0.6. And with the nature of the course and the nature of the track, oh, a dive bomb at the inside there. Can Jack hold on though? And it's not pretty at all. That is not pretty at all. There's real argy-bargy in the background. But the leaders then, after lap number 1 is Gordy Much. Great start. Pole position leads the race. Then second spot is James Baldwin. Isaac Price in third. Tregertha's made it up into fourth spot then. Then we've got Ross McFarlane 3 wide going up towards turn number 1. Well, it's going to be 2 wide, that's for sure. Can Jamie Fluke get it nailed up the inside? He doesn't. He's going to run wide though. And that potentially could be a slowdown. And his exit speed wasn't great here. So he's under pressure now from Thompson. And look in the background here, Jack Noller with that mistake where someone went into the side of him is now trying to retake the position there. Jamie Fluke went a bit wide there, probably trying to get on the power a little bit early through turn number 2, but then didn't have the option to nail it because he had someone up his inside. Again, a mistake there off the track, and And he did just tell me he's not played this game for over a year, so we're not expecting too much from Jamie, but he's doing a pretty stellar job right now of holding these guys behind him. Isaac Price now trying to catch up here to James Baldwin. The front three separated by less than a second here. Will Tregurtha losing a spot here then. Looks like he's lost it to his teammate Ross McFarlane, but the three Project Cars 2 specialists are 1, 2, 3 right now. Again, 9/10 of a second. Gordy much in the lead of this race. James Baldwin is in second. Isaac Price is in third. Then we've got McFarlane here being pushed along there by Will Tregurtha. And then we've got Jamie Fluke, John Thompson, and Jack Noller all in the hunt here. So these guys are all battling for fourth position, but the front three now separated by only 8/10. Very close at the front here. Can Gordy much hang on though? That's the question. So it's just under 3/10. Team VP versus Team Veloce versus Team Williams Esport. Williams is in the F1 team, so very, very big names in the esports scene. And look at this, James now stalking his prey at this point. Gordy much is holding on to that lead. So it's all about getting a really, really good exit out of the final corner then to catapult yourself towards the car in front of you and try and get into that slipstream up towards turn number one. Again, you can afford to brake a lot later up to turn number one because it is an uphill braking zone. But right now, Isaac's off the pace here. Is James going to pull out here and make a move? He's not. He's going to be patient. Gordy much, though, is definitely going to be feeling the pressure. And he's going to be seeing a very big Mercedes badge in that rear view mirror. One lap number 4. Still got 6.5 laps here to go. And Isaac is right in and amongst it now. So again, these three showing why they will be, or they are, the Project Cars 2 top dogs around these parts. And of course, they will be battling out in the newly announced SMSR Championship coming to you guys very, very soon. £20,000 prize money. But can one of these guys make a move right now? Again, they're all being very, very patient here. See Isaac there running a little bit wide. I don't know whether he's going to get away with that. James Baldwin is currently still in second spot. Again, Isaac really, really struggling in the dirty air of the cars in front of him. Gordy much though, just pulled maybe another 10th of a second lead here. James not close enough here to make a move at all. But it might be worth him going late on the brakes here to really, really put the frighteners on Gordy much. Isaac's had the opportunity to catch up here with a double toe. Oh, nice bit of move here. Look at this, a nice dive up the inside then. Is he going to hang on? Well, Jamie Fluke is in 5th position, but Jack Noller is up into 6th spot then. Tregurtha did not see that coming. So he's gone around the outside there, and he's faked it, Jack Noller has, and then pulled up to the inside. You see that he's now up into a 6th position. So a nice little battle with these guys. Looks like Thompson is pretty far off the pace at this point. We've just come up to the halfway point of this race again. 5 laps to go. Gordy much is in the lead. We've got 2 penalties then. Isaac Price and James Baldwin with a 1-second penalty. So if they get ahead of Gordy much, as long as he stays within that 1 second, he will win this race. But we're not worried about the penalties here. They're just going to be worried about crossing the line first. It's all about the ego with these racing drivers, as you all know. And again, Isaac Price just off the pace a little bit here slightly, but he seems to be getting on the brakes a lot later through turn number 1. Although he's locked up there and made a bit of a mistake himself there. Jack Noller now, next up for him is Jamie Fluke, coming through the pack. And then Ross McFarlane from V-Racer is in 4th position, 4 seconds off the pace. So Ross struggling here, but yesterday he was absolutely dominant. No one could touch him. But today, just struggling, maybe with the tracks, maybe not learning the tracks quite so much as the other ones from yesterday. Also, he's using a GT3 AMG yesterday, so maybe a more suited car to his style. We're coming up towards the end of lap number 6 then. We've got 4 laps remaining after this final corner. And can James Baldwin find that extra couple of tenths is going to be enough to draw up alongside Gordy much here? Team VP are looking at having a double winner here today in Birmingham. And it's up to James or Isaac Price to try and stop that from happening. Around turn number 1 once again, then very tightly contested, but not really seen a move being made here. They're very close, but not quite close enough for a late move up the inside. And that's what Isaac's got to be hoping for. He's in 3rd position right now, and he's got to be hoping that they do get side by side in front of him, which of course will slow them down. They won't be taking the optimum line where they're defending and attacking each other, and that means he can close back up here. Although he does have that 1 second penalty. 3.5 laps to go, and you see they're using the curbs now, and it's not advised to use the curbs, but if you're going to gain a maximum amount of time, you have to use all of the track. But that's where mistakes can happen. But he's under a bit of pressure now. He's currently 1.5 seconds off of Gordy much. Can James find that extra few tenths here? Gordy is absolutely dominating here. Not under any sort of pressure whatsoever. You see James there just peering off to the right there, just to get to the mirror of Gordy. It's at this point where he's got to start using mind games. You know, give Gordy more things to think about, opposed to just driving around the track as fast as you can. If you've got, you know, peripheral vision in your mirrors, another car, it just gives you something to think, oh, I need to take a more defensive line. Not quite close enough for that yet, but James is trying to get him to think here. See Jack Noller. Jack Noller moving around turn number 1 again in 5th spot. James looked there out of the slipstream, which I find very strange. Maybe he's trying to take a slowdown penalty off the racing line. But yeah, you want to be in the slipstream, especially around a circuit such as this. Tregurtha then in 7th spot, and unfortunately Thompson is off the pace here. And it's very easy. As soon as you get out of the slipstream with these cars, it's very difficult to keep up with the pack. It's almost like cycling, where you use a peloton to go quicker and quicker each lap. And there's another mistake by John Thompson. And you can see that James is using Gordy here for the slipstream, and actually dropping Isaac Price here. 1.5 seconds is the gap. We've got 2 laps remaining here. We're on lap number 9 of 10. And can Gordy hang on here, or is James going to be able to take it at the end? He's gone really, really deep there on the brakes into turn number 1. Got the car sideways, but has closed the gap here. And is he going to make a little move here? Again, not quite close enough. Almost need to be touching the car in front of you to make a dive up the inside, because the brakes are so good on these cars. It's very rare that the guy in front of you is going to make a mistake. And there, James has made a mistake by running wide there. And he's actually going to lose a lot of speed on the exit. You see Gordy is just ever so slightly driving away. 2 more corners to go, then we're on the final lap of this race. And again, Gordy being very timid on the brakes there. It's giving James the opportunity to catch back up. And James now is going to throw everything plus the kitchen sink at this now and try and get that race win. Can Gordy win his 2nd race of the day? And will James be a bridesmaid once again? Up towards turn number 1 again here. And again, the gap is just under 0.4 of a second. It's do or die time here. You can see that James as well, he's taken a very quick line there through turn number 1. But again, Gordy, the exit speed's getting him out of trouble here. Looks like James is a lot better on the brakes, but again, the exit speed is key around a circle like this, especially around the exit of turn number 1 and the final corner. James a lot closer here now, though. Down in towards the final couple of corners here in the slipstream. Can he get close enough to make a move, potentially around the final corner here? He's going to have to go really late on the brakes here and try and hang on around the outside. And there we go, James. Still 2.5 of a second off. 1 more corner to go here. Will Gordy take the win? It's looking very, very likely indeed. James trying his absolute best. Is it going to be a drag race here? I don't think James is quite close enough. So the Team VP driver of Gordy Much is going to pick up the checkered flag here with Veloce James in 2nd. Isaac Price is going to finish in 3rd. Ross McFarlane in 4th position. Looks like Jack Noller is going to get 5th. Who's going to get 6th though? Is it going to be Tregurtha? It is. It's going to be Will Tregurtha. Jamie Fluke in 7th. And then we've got John Thompson down in 8th spot. So there you have it, guys. That is the exhibition race with all of the pros here at the Birmingham NEC Arena. If you guys here want to watch or want to get yourself involved in the final race today, which will be at 5 p.m, there will be 7 pros in 1 class, and then there will be 8 challenges or 7 challenges in the 2nd class. The winner of the challenger race, they will win the Logitech G29 and a set of pedals. We'll see you guys at 5, but sign up starts now.